It's another wash day, and with the last video I said it would be better for me to do a really short video fully explaining how I am now moisturizing my hair. So I'd washed it 2 weeks ago, so just about this week I'm going to wash it. But I have been finding that it has been easier for me to retain moisture in my hair. And I just wanted to do a step-by-step, show this video and just walk you through step-by-step what it is that I do to, one, keep my hair from drying out so very quickly, and also just this new style that I have been wearing my hair in now that it is shorter. Now that it's shorter. By the way, forgive the light, my camera. We're still trying to figure this out. So how to define your curls if you do want to wear your hair out more often. So you're definitely going to start off with freshly washed, cleansed hair and scalp. I know for a lot of us, we, in an attempt to retain moisture, if you hear my husband's voice, he's in a meeting. In an attempt to retain moisture, we put a lot of oil on our hair. I used to do this. We put a lot of oil on our hair, and then we use a little bit of shampoo before we cleanse our hair. I used to do that. Another option is to not do that. That will allow your hair to really be clean, So freshly washed, conditioned hair. And I use a plastic cap to keep, in this particular video, I don't have it, but I put a plastic cap to keep my hair from drying out. And you want to divide into very small sections. I have a spray bottle where I'm using filtered water here and spraying on my hair, so my hair is really, really wet. And if there are any tangles, I detangle that. What I have been doing now to wash my hair, I section it into 4. Before, I used to twist it up and just go section by section. Now I am using these little scrunchies. I'm using these little scrunchies, and I would put it, like at the base and at the bottom of the hair to keep it stretched out. And I remove it, as I wash, and then I put it right back. It has tremendously minimized the tangles that I have. So when it's wet, I am detangling. Then I would put in the leave-in conditioner that I have chosen. You can do a DIY leave-in conditioner. This particular one that I'm using helps to keep in moisture, helps to provide moisture for the hair. And then I am going to apply castor oil, which is a very thick oil. My hair really likes castor oil. And again, I am working that deliberately, intentionally, patiently into my hair. So I do this downward motion. I learned this from a friend. She taught me how to do that, and so just working that into the hair with that motion. I'm also using the detangling brush to really get it detangled. I used to be so afraid when I was focused on length retention for my hair. I used to be so very afraid of brushing and combing my hair. I still don't put like actual comb through my hair. When I'm detangling now, I use the detangling brush. You do want to minimize it, but your hair is going to shed. You need to get that shed hair out. But for me, when I was just starting this journey, I'm like, I need to minimize this at all cost. Now my perspective is definitely different. So it is okay now for me to, run the detangling brush or if I'm using a wide tooth comb through the hair to get it properly detangled and to get it well coated with all of that good moisturizing stuff. And again, I'm sort of pulling the strand apart, making sure that each is coated. That I have noticed goes a long way with getting that curl, that curl definition. And most of that time is spent just working it in. Now, you might be looking at it and thinking, man, this takes a lot of time. It does take a lot of time. During this time, this is such an opportune moment for you to take care of your mind, to start feeding your mind what is good. I know it's so easy to get caught up. You want to catch up on a Netflix series or binge watch a whole bunch of movies and stuff like that. I know the temptation is really strong and I still have to work at that, but I have found that it is so much better if I have a really good podcast playing. I listen to Christian biographies. I listen to sermons. Your mind just feels so much clearer. And I have also realized that by the end of my wash day, I don't feel exhausted and drained. And the biggest difference has been not necessarily in the amount of time, where there's less time, but what I am feeding my mind with. So if I'm watching a whole bunch of stuff that's really just for passing the time, I get frustrated more easily. I'm more irritable. I take a slower time. But when I am careful about what I'm feeding my mind, it really, truly makes a difference. It is hard, but I promise you that God does give the grace for us to use this time wisely, because it's very easy if we see this as a wasted time. You're sitting down, you watch 3 or 4 movies, and then at the end you look back on it, you're like, man, some of us might be like, oh, I just wasted so much time. Yeah, this is my hair, but why can't I shorten the time? But if you use it for a good purpose, you can take an online course, learn something new. It really goes a long way. Anyway, continuing. So that's the main thing. Working that in, pulling the strands apart. That helps to define the curls even more, and then twist that up. And I leave my twist in for a week and a half, and then I wash it. There are times, life just happens. Life is life. And you might have to go, 2.5 weeks or 3 weeks. But the main thing that I have found that has made a difference in helping me to retain moisture in my hair is properly cleansing it, making sure that you are starting on fresh washed hair. I do a deep condition. I mix I can do an avocado mask with honey and put that on my hair. I could use a store-bought conditioner that is water-based and mix that with castor oil and honey, and I would heat that up a little bit on the stove and put that on my hair. Let that sit for a while, rinse it out with cold water. I mentioned this before in the other video. Rinse that out with cold water. Do an apple cider vinegar, rinse again, cold water. Make sure that your hair is sectioned off to limit the amount of tangles. And when you limit the amount of tangles, you're limiting the amount of breakage and knots and all of that stuff. And that promotes the length retention, and then making sure that you're working that moisture into the hair. Since I have been doing this since April, May, June, July. It's now July. I used to have to spritz my hair a lot. I had to spritz it and apply more oil and apply more leave-in conditioner to get it moisturized. I have not had to do that during that time. So now even I touch my hair, even though I haven't wetted and applied oil, my hair still is not that dry, crinkly thing that I used to get. The front hair, definitely, she needs more love in the front hair. But your hair is not going to be perfect. We live on earth. We live in a fallen world of sin. We are waiting for Christ to come, and then we will have where everything is absolutely perfect. But it takes time. It takes time. The same way in our faith, it takes time to be in the word and to allow your spirit to just be marinated in the spirit. It takes time. It's not going to be a quick thing, and don't feel guilty for taking the time that you need to take care of your faith and to take care of your fro. So I do hope that this was a little bit more informative on how to really work moisture into your